I don't know, man. I'm just wasn't feeling it. I don't know why. We'll get into it right now, though. This week's episode of Doctor Who, episode 3, titled Boom. Steven Moffat's return to the helm, steering the ship as writer. Let's talk about it. I have thoughts. What's up, my no-nos? Well, I tell you what, it's another episode of Doctor Who that just happened, and I got to tell you, I'm not even gonna bury the lead. I wasn't impressed. So let's get into it a little bit. This entire episode, the premise is pretty simple. This is the equivalent of a Doctor Who bottle episode. One location, one place, very limited cast. You would think that it would be, of course, with the TARDIS and things like that, but no, seriously. I guess I'm just so confused because I would normally say in a normal Thursday 6-3 episodes for me to kind of understand the show's swing. And I feel like I got that in the first two. This episode felt so diametrically different. And obviously the only difference is Steven Moffat wrote it. Those of you, I don't know who those of you playing at home, Steven Moffat was a showrunner and head writer for the Matt Smith era. He did write some of the more episodes we like he wrote the original Weeping Angels stories and whatnot. Then of course, obviously he gave us the entire River Song saga during Matt Smith's era. And so I guess I expected more, especially because his writing has been better. This felt like I'm not trying to be dismissive or reductive, but this felt like a Chris Chibnall episode. But no, in reality, it felt like Steven Moffat who has not written Doctor Who in a while, sort of forgot he wasn't writing for Matt Smith anymore, because this literally felt like, I feel like any scene from here, you could put in Matt Smith's mouth and it would work. So, and I don't know. I just felt like this episode feels like a misfire. Not to mention the fact that there were times it felt preachy. I don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of having my shows preach at me. It's one thing to have good, telling, allegorical stories and themes and things like that. This felt a little preachy. It was, they landed on a war planet, and that's obviously a dig at, the industrial military complex and all this. And you find out that this company is, it boils down to the fact that these people, it's the Anglican Marines, by the way. That's right. From way back in the day. Like we've seen these Marines before. And so for them to be, they arrived in this world, and I guess they just started fighting no one. And they think that they're fighting, that the culture is resisting, but there's nobody on this planet. The Doctor has to tell them, there's nobody here. Like, what in the world are you actually fighting? Because there's literally no one there.
Do you get it? There's nobody else here. You declared war on an empty planet. There are no Kastarions in the mud. They're not in the fog. There are no Kastarions.
And so there's this one character who is he's injured, and his friend, and they have these things called ambulances. Now this made me think of, if you remember, there was a character from the episode Demon's Run. She now plays on Star Trek Strange New Worlds now. But back then, she was playing she was one of the Anglican Marines, and she was from one of the forest people, the Gamma Forest, and she was looking for the Doctor. And so she said that on her planet, the word Doctor means warrior. Okay? So that's kind of immediately what the vibe I got, because the ambulances, which are field robots, they come, and based on the level of seriousness or severity of your injuries, they determine, based on predetermined budgets, if you should be peacefully put down or if they should spend the money to revive you. And in essence, the Doctor uncovers the fact that they do just enough to keep you right above the red line in terms of, because it's too expensive to have this war or whatever else. But the thing is, they're not fighting anyone. They're not fighting anyone. So this guy in the very beginning who's blind, they determine he's too much, boom, and they...
The Villain Guard Corporation would like to extend its deepest condolences on your upcoming loss. Thoughts and prayers.
Kill him by compressing him. He looks like, imagine if you took your body and it was smushed down into a tube state. That is what he looks like. And there's a little metal thing at the top. It's got his name on it. When the doctor says his name, a little hologram comes out. And so now we have this AI, which has some of his memory engrams and stuff put into him. So there's a little bit of his personality into it. And that little bit apparently is enough to do some fantastical nonsense later. I don't know. Again, I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of this episode. Now, I'm not gonna trash it, and the acting's fine, by the way. We have Ruby, who once again does the snow thing, and I guess we're supposed to glean more stuff about her past. I feel like Ruby is becoming this amalgamation of Clara Oswald and Rose, but Rose after she got the Bad Wolf stuff in her. So Rose for, I guess, season 2 or whatever. And Clara because she's the mystery girl, because it's just very, I'm seeing some closeness in this, how the stories are being told. And again, the acting wasn't so much bad. The doctor cries a lot. And by crying a lot, he does these like lone single tear. I'm telling you, if they ever do a reboot of Sliders, they need to have Ncuti Gatwa play Crying Man, because that brother could cry on the drop of a hat. And so, but Ncuti's little girl, the soldier, apparently he brought his daughter with him because he's the only one that he's the only one that takes care of her. There's a friend of their family her name is Monday. And the doctor's like, you should get married. I'll laugh at all the rest every morning.
Great name, Monday Flynn. You should marry Ruby. Then you'll be Monday Sunday. Go on, get married. I'd laugh every day.
And so it should be instead of Ruby Monday or Monday Sunday or whatever. Anyway, the humor didn't really work for me this episode. There wasn't a lot of action to speak of because literally Doctor standing on a Roomba landmine. That's what it looks like. It looks like a Roomba. And he's got to keep somehow... So the bad part is the bomb isn't consistent. In the very, very beginning of this thing, the guy stands on it, whatever. Now they make it out like, well, the doctor has to balance on it, whatever else. He can't lose his... That's trying to determine if there's actually a target there, whatever. So, I don't know. But yeah... Not my favorite episode, and I don't really beat up things or belabor stuff I don't like, but I'm committed to doing these reviews, and I want you guys, because I do love Doctor Who, and I do want to see more of what they've got coming. This episode wasn't it. This episode wasn't a win for me, so there you go. Now you know. And if knowing is half the battle, you're halfway to being know-it-all yourself. What's an all-index for this episode for me? You know, I'm going to say because of all my disappointment, it started at a 7, but now I think it's slid down to a 6.5. So 6.5 is what it's going to do for me. Comment below. Let me know what you thought of the episode. Was there anything that you particularly were like interested in, looking for, and didn't get? How did you feel about it? Was the writing? Was the writing on the wall? Was the writing good for you? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it. So comment below. Let me know if I'm wrong or not. I know that I'm looking forward to next week's episode, and we'll definitely, I can't wait. Till then, do me a big favor. Click this playlist right here and get caught up on all the Doctor Who isms of it all. And of course, that's the link to last week's episode there. So until next time, never forget, everyone loves a know-it-all.